Hi.
So now we'll just start the session. So this is the session of how we can turn on the lights with voice commands. You can use Siri as you're an iPhone user, I can say, right? So we can use Siri, we can use Alexa, we can use Google Home and all those virtual assistant. And let me share my screen and then we'll go through the agenda and let's start off. First of all, let's discuss about the agenda. So I'm going to share my screen. So if you see my screen, I have a keynote document where it says how to turn on lights. Let me just paste it. So how to turn on lights with these commands. And then we have the hardware requirements would be Raspberry Pi or an Orange Pi. You can use any of this. Then we can use ESP8266 directly, or we can also use Note MCU, right? For voice commands, we can use iPhone with HomeKit installed or Amazon Alexa. We are still testing with Amazon Alexa as it is new to India, and I'm just using it for playing music, but I'll surely test it out to use in my smart home configuration as well. Then you also need a relay module, which will control the AC currents so that you can control your bulbs or you can control your fan using your voice commands, which will be controlled instead by the relays, which we are going to use in our logic circuit. So I was just editing this and about the softwares. So let me just remove this one because this is hardware part. So in software, we do not need much. It's just like you need a Raspbian OS or Ambient OS. Then you need to install Home Assistant on your Raspbian system or Ambient system if you're using any of those Orange Pis or any other Ambient systems which for which we have boards which are not from the Raspberry Pi organization. So we have to use Home Assistant, Mosquito, MQTT, and then Home Bridge. Right, so these are the three softwares which we are going to use, and we will create our system. So I do have your Raspberry Access, which you can see over here, and we'll start off by installing.
So can you change the font because it's not so visible?
I'll just.
It would be better if you have a white background and black fonts. Because in recording it's not clear.
Okay, let me take up a basic one and then again reconnect it to your server. Please. Hi. Because we cannot talk about password over here, right? So can you just message me your password on the
phone? Sure. So who are viewing, basically this is the remote access for Raspberry Pi, and I have shared my password with Shashank. So sharing Raspberry Pi on the internet is very easy thing, and probably will provide the link in the description of this video, and you can go and you can also share your Raspberry Pi via a simple installation. Over to you, Shashank.
Yes, definitely. I'll just check out the password which you have. Even WhatsApp me the password, right?
Yeah, I messaged you.
Message me. I got that. Let me just enter it. You can see the screen now? Like, is it visible and much more clear? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've logged into your Raspberry Pi. Now we'll start off the installation. So the first installation was of Home Assistant. let us just open up the Home Assistant and click on the Get Started link. So it says install homeassistant.io using has.io, but we are not going to do that because we have already installed the Raspbian OS. We are going to do the alternative installation method. That document is given over there. Then we go to Raspbian, as we are going to install it on Raspbian, right? So it says that go in and do the SSH, then enter password. We have already done that. Let's see if your Raspberry is already up to date. So we are going to give update. So it will update all the libraries so that moving ahead, if we are going to install any of the packages, those will be updated. So this is updating the library packages from where we fetch all those packages. So libraries are being updated.
Okay.
Let's wait for some time. It will just update it. Let me put it to another screen. It will be much more comfortable. And this one, okay. Right, so it has done that. Let's do the upgrade as well. So if any of the packages which are not upgraded, or even the libraries, it will upgrade everything. So we are talking about the installed archives and which are there in the Raspberry Pi.
Okay.
You can see my screen, right, Ravan?
Yeah.
If I'm flipping screens from one to another. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I think bit latency is there, but it's okay.
See, it is packages which you must have installed. Oh, that's also done. That's very well. Now let us install Python. As we already know, this Home Assistant is in Python language, so we need to install Python 3, and specifically Python 3, because Python 2 and Python 3 are way different. So you have already installed Python, which we can see over here. Now let us move on to the next step. We are adding the user, which Home Assistant. So we are just copying and pasting all the commands which are already documented in the Home Assist website. Okay, so one user has been created.
So seems the screen has been freezed.
Screen has been freezed. So where are you looking up right now?
Yeah, I can see that sudo user add -rm home assistant, that command in your second desktop screen.
So you can see that in so you can see that which screen you can see, the terminal screen or the browser screen?
Now the terminal one.
I got it. You can see my browser now?
Yeah, homeassistant.io.
Okay. So we have already completed this step. We have created one user. Now we are going to create a home directory for the user.
So user has been created already?
Yes. So we have given in the command, right? Sudo user add.
Okay.
Or we have just removed, I think.
Yeah.
We have removed, right? Yeah, let us just read. Add an account for Home Assistant called Home Assistant. Since this account is only running for Home Assistant, the extra argument -rm is added to create a system account and create a home directory. So this creates a user, I hope so.
Okay.
Next, we will create a directory for installation of Home Assistant and change the ownership to Home Assistant account. So now we are going to create a user. So we have given
okay.
just copying and pasting everything.
Mm-hmm.
Not much to do. So this command will change the ownership to the directory and the group to Home Assistant, right?
Okay.
Next is you have to create and change to virtual environment. This will be done by Home Assistant account. So now, actually, the virtual environment is an environment which we can say is a sandbox where we can do all our experiments or where we run this Home Assistant so that it does not affects our original system. That is why we create a virtual environment in Python and use Home Assistant over there. So it will not affect anything on our original system.
Okay.
Right. So we have switched to Home Assistant. Now it says Home Assistant at my Pi. And then we are going to move to the directory which we have created. Just we are going to start off the virtual machine.
Oh, can you go a bit slow?
Okay. So it's already stuck up. Let's wait for some time. It's Python 3. Okay, so the virtual environment has already been created,
Mm-hmm.
right, by giving Python 3 #m vm.v. Then we are going to activate the virtual environment by giving source bin activate,
Mm-hmm.
right? So just copy this and paste it over here. So when you see Home Assistant written in the front or at the left hand side, this means that you are now into the virtual environment,
Okay.
right? Let me clear the screen from here.
Mm-hmm.
So now we can see that uh, we are here in the virtual environment and now we can begin the installation. So up till now you have followed each and every step, right?
Okay.
I'm just asking you, Raghul. So followed everything, right?
Yeah.
Now we are going to install the Home Assistant. It says pip install Home Assistant. Pip is a command for Python, which fetches all the repositories and installs it on our Raspberry Pi. So we are using sudo apt get install. Instead, we are using pip3
Okay.
for installing the Python libraries and everything.
Mm-hmm. So we don't need
Fetching and
sudo here.
installing. No, because we are in a virtual environment of Python,
Okay.
so it is not needed. So we have a different command which says pip3 instead of sudo apt get.
Okay.
So it is downloading Home Assistant, then it is downloading all the libraries, everything which is needed, and it is just installing it on a Raspberry Pi. You have not installed Home Assistant yet, right?
No.
Okay, then it's really good because we are going to do everything from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so our Home Assistant is installed. Now to launch the Home Assistant, we have to give has command in inside the virtual environment itself.
Okay.
Let us do that. Now I gave the has command and it will run the Home Assistant. Now there is a bit of complexity. Let's see. So you have just told me the IP address. Can you just let me know the website address so that I can
Mm,
open up the Home Assistant over here?
team 5
Team5 dot
dot ddns dot net.
DNS dot net.
What is this? 8123 is the port for accessing
Is the
it.
port. It's a port 8123
So
for
do I need to
accessing.
port forward this 8123?
Let me check this out.
Because
I think yes.
8080 and
Can you open that on your side and share your
okay.
screen? We can see. We
No,
can
wait,
check that.
just let me try here. So what is the port number?
8123.
8123. It's saying cannot be reached. Okay, wait. So wait. I am using the anyways. Just a minute.
Use your local IP address.
Yeah. 192.168. It's still saying unable to.
Just wait. It's downloading and doing
It's still
something.
downloading. Okay.
Mhm. Okay, now you can try it out.
Still it's showing. So do we need to
No,
reboot the system and then try reboot the Pi?
no. Just wait. It is setting up sensor. It's taking over 10 seconds. So it's still setting up all the things.
I'm coming in a minute.
Mhm.
I'm coming in a minute.
Can we continue this session? Like you can explore this
I'm going to
Home
ask
Assistant.
to port forward that. Meanwhile, the setup is getting installed.
Okay, till how much time you are just like awake? So the give me almost 1 hour, and then we can come back and start off from there.
Okay. But still, I am unable to open from my local also.
Wait. It's still in process. It's still
Hmm.
getting installed. So
Okay.
we need some time.
So do we need to port forward 8123? Then only it will be
Yes, yes,
accessible to.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Okay. So meanwhile, I will
Yes,
make.
no steps, right?
So meanwhile, I will
Mhm.
make sure to port forward.
Meanwhile, let it get installed. It's setting up everything.
Mm-hmm.
I hope
Mm-hmm.
approximately half an hour. It will take some time, and after that, you can do all those steps, port forwarding, and everything, so that I can show you uh, everything over here. And kindly do one more thing: port forward the FTP port 22 as well, because I'll be using FTP server to get the configuration file when we are moving forward in this tutorial.
Okay.
Right? So,
Yeah, go ahead.
mhm. So it says your local IP will be 192.168.1.113.
My local IPs? Yeah, it's I can see it now.
You can see it now, right?
Yeah,
So
I can see it
it's
visible.
yeah. So port forward
8123
8123 and
2020
22.
22. Okay. And we'll catch up after 1 hour.
Yes, sure. So let me just end this session, and then we can.
Okay.
If we pause it, I'm not sure how to pause
No,
it.
end it better.
No.
And,
So I'm going to stop the broadcasting.
okay.
Okay, we'll continue with MQTT and hangout. These are the two softwares which are required, and before that you have to set up all the switches. So if you, in the meantime, if you can connect
Mm-hmm.
your relays, the node MCU module, that would be good.
Okay.
Just use the pinouts. Pinouts would be D1, D2, and something like 3. So set up your hardware, power it up, and then we can meet up after 1 or 1.5 hours.
Okay.
So that hardware is ready. It's just software which is required to be burnt out doing something.
Okay.
Chalo. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.